What's up, legends? So, what I want to do today or tonight, wherever you are, I want to share with you exactly how you can read the charts using moon phases as confirmation. Now, do I trade just on moon phases? No. I just use it as another confirmation on giving me more conviction on whether I believe whether I'm going to go long or whether I'm going to go short. So, if you guys have never seen how you can look at the chart using the moon, well, hopefully you guys can learn something new today. So let's jump straight into it. So pretty much you guys can see this was in 2013 and the top was on a new moon, which is very normal. Usually new moon is the top, either a local top or a major top, right? So just wanted to show you guys that. And then let's go. You can see also a full moon was pretty much the bottom of that move. But let's go to all the bull markets just to show you guys this. You can see this time this full moon happened and then we did kind of roll over, but that wasn't the all-time high. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys that. So there was no bias towards it. Um, Also something similar to happening right now. We had that massive week down and then we have pretty much just prices not coming actually to take out anyone who has stop losses there, which to me is bullish in my opinion. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And then we also have a full moon here, and that also, was the local top there. So whenever I see a full moon when price is trending up, that's usually a good time to probably sell as well. But when I see price coming down and then creating like a high low or low or base, that's usually a really good time to buy. So pretty much you can see here price was coming down, and that's why it would have been a good time to buy because price was coming down. Now, most of the time I probably wouldn't touch that because we've also come up, but because we dipped, it would have been a good buying opportunity as well. So let's look at the all-time high in 2017. Believe it or not, it was on a new moon. It's pretty crazy, but if you guys don't understand, the moon actually impacts human psychology. Like that's why you hear the word lunatic. It's true that people go crazy on full moons because it actually impacts their emotions. And if you guys don't understand trading or the charts you're looking at right now, this is just human emotion on the screen. And that's how people trade. Fear and greed, right? So you can see here pretty much it's kind of what's happening right now, actually, in my opinion. We had that massive week down, right? And then price hasn't come anywhere to take out it. And then we have a full moon possibly printing in the next 2 days, which should hopefully push price up. But yeah, the last thing we want to see is this happen, get rejected at this level, because obviously that's just a lower high, and then obviously what happened from there. So let's just check what level that got rejected at, just so we are aware. So about the 705 is where it rejected. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that, guys, because yeah, that won't be good, would it? The other thing is, yeah, no, there was not much you can see on the RSI for that. Anyways, let's just go back to where we are right now. So you can see right now, the full moon was the all-time high, which is not normal. Usually it's a new moon that marks the top. So that is definitely different to all the other all-time highs, which I know I haven't showed you guys 2021, which I'll show you guys next. But I just wanted to share this with you so you can see. We've got wicks that just keep coming down but never taking out the previous wick when it could, which to me is either a setup or it's a continuation of an uptrend. So what I mean by a setup is people could have stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here. And there's all this liquidity now that's available. And then price would come down, take it all out, and then have even more liquidity to take it down. Or take it all out and have enough liquidity to bring it up. But sometimes it also means that right now they don't want to take price down. They want to continue bringing it up. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually ends up playing out. The only thing I can see is we are getting the RSI confirming the move up. OBV, no, but that doesn't really matter too much. And also this top, there was not really a extreme like overbought. So it's very different to most all-time highs. But anyways, let's just keep going. Because you can see here, like, you know, you had a wick here, and then eventually it took it out and then went up. So there's a chance of that happening, but you can see usually the lows are formed on a full moon, usually, right? Usually. I'm not saying it will, but you can see here, you can see here. And also in this situation, price came down, didn't ever take out anywhere got a stop loss here, and obviously continued up. But again, you can see it took out this one, so there was enough liquidity to bring it up as well. So it's just interesting to see that. This one here, this is in 2024, we had a full moon that marked the top, but it wasn't the top of the top. This one actually was. So again, most major tops aren't done on a full moon like we have recently. So let's go to 2021. Okay, so I'm sharing this because this is pretty similar. This is where we could be, where you got this big wick down, and then you can see price has never come and taken out that stop loss, and then we've continued up, right? Because that's a chance. And we've got the full moon printing in the next 2 days, which could be this playing out. Also, here, full moon marked the bottom, and then we continued up. But this time we took out anyone who had stop losses. So it's just really interesting. And then you can see new moon mark the top, new moon pretty much mark the top, new moon mark the top. Right. So that was 2021. Like the first top we had. And this could also be playing out. You can see here, wicks. This one did finally take it out. Then we came up, and then we came down. But the only thing that's different is this full moon happened up here. And right now we're going to get a full moon. It's going to happen on the low, which could mark the bottom. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Even if, like, you know, tonight the market does crash even more. Again, the fact that it's lower is, to me, bullish, because it means we're going to have a full moon on a low on the chart. So just kind of like this. Okay, what was the all-time high? Again, we had a full moon here. Price never took out stop loss, continued up, which could be happening again now. And then you can see here, we had a new moon, and then a couple days, almost a week later, that was the top. So it's not like to say all the time a new moon happens and then the all-time high, but you can see in just history, each all-time high was pretty much either before or after a new moon. But the one that we had recently was on a full moon, which doesn't even make sense. But, you know, this is just something I'm looking at. It doesn't mean that means that the top isn't in. It's just saying that there's things that are different and there's things to be aware of. So I just wanted to show you guys that so you can understand kind of where I'm going. Now, as you can see, obviously, if you just traded, you know, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, you'd probably make a lot of money, but you have to have a strategy where if certain things happen, you wouldn't trade it. So what I mean by that is, if a full moon obviously happened up here, why would you trade it? You'd want a full moon to happen on the lows. So as long as the full moon's happening on a low, like a pivot, then you'd enter. Like this one, you could, but again, it's not happening on a pivot. Like this would have been a better position just a couple of days before the full moon. Again, here, a couple of days before the full moon, and so on. So it's pretty crazy. I think it's so simple that most people just ignore it, to be honest with you. But it definitely, you can see just looking at it on the chart that it's pretty accurate. I'd say 85% of the time you would be pretty profitable just trading the moons, which is crazy to think. Because you can see most time, obviously when it's going sideways like this, like you can't do much because there's not much movement. But a lot of the lows in Bitcoin are always on full moons, which is really interesting as well. So if you just bought on the full moons of each month, you'd almost get to the pivot low of the month. It's pretty crazy. So what's my outlook on crypto right now in terms of Bitcoin? Well, the one thing you guys have to be aware of is the volume's not great. You know, the volume's going down. The volume, if you guys want to understand where the volume is on terms of like where it should be on the chart, it's going to be pretty bad, but where price should be based off volume is down here. Like that's ridiculous. So not looking great on volume. I'm not saying that you need it, but it definitely helps. Obviously, you know, one tweet from Trump or the government shutdown is no longer happening and they've opened back up. That could obviously send a lot of liquidity into crypto. And obviously we're going to full moon, so it'd be good if it happened this week. So I'm just, you know, being aware of that. Now, what I always share with you guys is this website here, whaletrades.io. Okay, so it's a bit iffy right now. I don't know what they've done to it, but it's very, very slow and sluggish. So we might have to skip this for now because, yeah, it's just pretty much crashed. Oh, is it back up? No. Well, we can look at the daily Bitcoin outflows. Usually when you have a lot of outflows on the ETFs, it's retail selling. Because remember, it's not BlackRock selling, it's their clients selling. Which can be institutions as well, but usually when you have a lot of red days, it's usually marked to the bottom, as you guys can see here. When you get crazy amount of volume, which we got here was the top, and also during up into November, the Trump pump. So there is a lot of reasons to obviously also have somewhat bullish conviction as well, but it's not looking great in terms of volume. You look at also the exchange volume. That's also had a bit of a dip. It is coming back up, but it's not looking great. But let's look at this. So what I want to show you guys here is pretty much Bitcoin's. There is about 14 billion shorts in the market, and there is 7 billion long. So there's still a chance price could come down, take out this liquidity, then go that direction. But right now there is a lot more shorts in the market. And I've never heard of a top happening when everyone is bearish. Right? I've never ever heard of it. Now, obviously, if it happens, there's a lot to learn. You guys have to understand that I'm going to lose money in my altcoins, obviously, if this is the top. But what I'm going to learn and gain is so much more. Like I'm going to understand and learn so much from this cycle than I have learned from any other cycle, especially because I've been doing daily market updates every single day and been listening to so many different people just to understand where they're at. So also, if you look at the heat map on the actual chart itself, you can see right now there is a lot of liquidity both sides. So there's definitely a chance we could have a dip. But it's just good to be aware of. So there's like what, 27 million, 31 million, 16. Yeah, it's about pretty even. So yeah, it's going to be interesting what way the market chooses to move. But either tonight or tomorrow should be the reversal or the continuation of the downtrend. So we either reverse this downtrend and then we start going up, or we're going to actually obviously continue. So we're just going to keep our eyes out for the US session tonight and also tomorrow night, which is Tuesday. In grade index, yeah, it's 43. And you can see usually the bottoms are similar to this situation where you've got the fear and you've got a bit of neutrality again here. So there is reasons to, again, be bullish, but it's still, if you're going to talk about risk to reward, there is definitely, you're taking on more risk being bullish than bearish right now. But where I stand, I'm staying bullish until we break below the 50 EMA, as I've shared with you guys many times. So if you guys don't know how to do that, let me just remove moons. All you need to do is just search up EMA and what do I want, move average exponential. And then we just go settings, and then we chuck in 50 on the weekly. And then you guys can see right now, we've never closed, especially this whole cycle, we've never closed below it. So if we don't close below this blue line, we can't be bearish. But as soon as we do, it's just like the top is in. I mean, a lot of people are saying once we break 100K, I think a lot of people will be getting out. So even if there is a chance that we come down and dip below it, it's just too risky because once you close below that 100 EMA, below the 100K level, I mean, close, not weak, close, you're now below the 50-week moving average as well, which if you're still thinking that Bitcoin's bullish, then you probably should start to really have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail straight up. So guys, I hope you got value. I hope you learned something new. But maybe you can start to, before you enter or buy a coin, maybe check to see if there's a full moon or not, because there's more chance that it's going to continue going up than buying a coin when it's a new moon, which I've looked at sometimes where I bought coins and then I looked at the chart and it was a new moon. I was like, fuck, what did I do? But you live and learn, right? So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed, hope you got value, and God bless you.